Sarah's Secret, a Western tale of betrayal and forgiveness, written and narrated by Beverly Scott. Dedication. This book, Sarah's Secret, a Western tale of betrayal and forgiveness, is dedicated to my paternal grandmother, Eva Ellen Russell Scott, an inspiration and role model to me. Although she suffered from rheumatoid arthritis, which crippled her painfully, she never complained. She wrote letters to me to encourage and congratulate me for my school grades. She listened and paid attention to my stories when I visited in person. She struggled to raise her 5 children as a widow when women had few options for support. But she went back to the classroom which she had left when she married. She ultimately became the school superintendent in Thomas County, Nebraska. She may have been the first woman to hold such a position in Nebraska. She was courageous, strong, dedicated, and humble. This book is also dedicated to my daughter, Darby, her sons, Clayton and Jeremy, and their descendants, that they may have a compelling story about their ancestors. Forward. What my grandmother told me. My grandmother told me that my grandfather, my father's father, died at the age of 70 when my dad was 2. She evaded any other questions, and I grew up knowing nothing about my grandfather. Years later, I discovered that he actually died when my father was 4, and that there was much more to the story than my grandmother was willing to disclose. The pieces of the puzzle have gradually come together as family members, mostly my cousins, shared what they had heard. Also, an aunt who married into the family who was interested in genealogy discovered a previously unknown marriage, and I found a treasure trove of documents in the National Archives in Washington, D.C. Few members of my generation, born as the United States entered and fought World War II, have a grandfather who was born in 1840 and was a Civil War veteran. My curiosity about this man, who was a shadowy figure to my father and his siblings, led to my efforts to trace my ancestry and pursue the genealogy of the family. This pursuit, along with the elements of the story revealed in the many documents in the National Archives, and my frequent imaginary excursions into my grandfather's past to understand his actions, has resulted in my decision to write this book. The story is like finding a skeleton in a musty old trunk. The bones are real, but the flesh is long gone, and the circumstances of how it happened to be put in the trunk are mysteriously unknown. Thus, the bones of this story are true, but the flushing out of the context, human emotions, and the reason for decisions and impulses are created from my imagination. These are my efforts to put myself in the time period and the lives of the primary characters. These are the creations from my imaginary excursions, quiet moments of intuition, dreams, and flights of inspiration, efforts to weave a credible yet engaging story about my grandparents. Part 1. Sarah. Tucumcari, Quay County, New Mexico, January 20, 1911.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?